Hi there, Sukhraj. My name's Andrew and I'm the essay corrector here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you for completing this trial correction and sending it in. We normally ask students to complete a very specific Task 2 response to test their topic-specific vocabulary on the subject of globalization, simply because it is the reason that IELTS exists and it always appears on the exam. But seeing as you've sent this in, I will correct this one for you. What I'll do is I'll go through and tell you essentially what is required to meet the requirements of the exam, to meet the demands of the academic format. Then I'll go through and give you some grammatical corrections and some general suggestions for vocabulary. Just to let you know though, that a single essay correction is often not enough to make really good improvements to your writing. It usually takes repeated corrections over time to truly learn to spot your own mistakes. But for now, let's go. So, live to work or work to live? Discuss both views. So in your introduction for this question, we should cover both sides of the argument. So some people say we should work to live, others say we should live to work. But also, this is quite a generic and ambiguous question. These phrases are not well defined. So we should expand on them slightly just to show the reader what is meant by these phrases. Then also, we should give our opinion, which side of the argument do we fall on, and then also briefly outline the ideas that we will use in our body paragraphs. So it seems like you've done the vast majority of that. But to give you an example of what I mean, this would be my introduction to this essay. Some people believe that a job's only purpose is to provide funds so that a person may live as they choose, while others hold that one's career should be the top priority in life. So this is what I mean by an expansion of live to work or work to live. Live to work or work to live is very generic, very ambiguous, and we don't really know what it means. So we should define that. To be quite honest, I don't think you would ever get that question in the exam because it's so generic. It's a very open question. And then when you give your opinion, you should expand it slightly so that it incorporates some of the ideas that you will use in your body paragraph. So you said that family and friends are better for happiness and well-being. So have a good read, and now let's go back to yours. So here you covered the reasons that people have their job as their top priority. And you've included the desires of essentials, such as bills and stuff, as well as luxuries, which is good. You've included a good range. So let's copy this out. So to begin with, and first and foremost, pretty much mean the same thing. So actually I would just remove that. To begin with, people are engaged at their workplaces to earn... Let's say people are engaged at workplaces to earn a salary in order to fund life's essentials as well as some luxuries. Money is a crucial factor for people to fulfill their desires. And so, a career is often a person's number one priority. For instance, individuals earn money to pay for expenditures such as housing. Let's say housing and bills are two different things. Housing, bills, healthcare and education. Moreover, they also, many people, not everyone, many people, we don't need moreover and also. Moreover, many people want to live a luxurious life which requires them to work and earn a large amount of money. So here we could include that. Many people want to live a luxurious life featuring a large house and expensive, let's say a large house, expensive cars, and many vacations, which requires them to work and earn a large amount of money. Cool. Let's go back to yours. So I think actually that this one, let's copy it out again. Let's edit it. This one could do with trimming down slightly. So this first sentence could just be replaced with however. However, some people are the sole earner in their families, and as a result have more responsibilities. We don't need this because we've already said it. And also, we could say, instead of which leads to, we could say which necessitates, makes it necessary. Or actually, which often necessitates overtime at work. We could say this reduces the time available for family and friends, and in addition, some people in smaller jobs, no capital necessary, we could say receive minimal remuneration and must work long hours to receive bonuses, incentives and extra salary. See, what I would say here is that if your belief is that people should work to live, then you need to talk positively about that belief. So you've given the reasons that people live to work, but then this should be the reasons that people should work to live. But instead what you've done is given an explanation as to why some people live to work. Some people are forced into doing it. While it's kind of relevant, it doesn't really grapple with the question properly. So I'm going to correct it anyway. Actually, that's not necessary because you've already set it up here. And here we should use something like furthermore. No capital necessary. Individuals are more competitive these days and work hard to achieve goals and to compete with colleagues. which further leads to overtime and living to work. See, now your conclusion does not line up with your body paragraphs. What you should do with these discursive essays is consider both views. So here you've considered people who work to live, and here you should have considered people who live to work. No, sorry, this is live to work. You should have here considered people who work to live. So people who only go to work so that it pays for the things that they like. So we can talk about here people who do supposedly low caliber jobs like cleaners or garbage men. People who clearly just want a little bit of money in order to have a nice life. They don't necessarily care about fancy houses or big cars or anything like that. They just want to spend time with their family and their friends and form meaningful social relationships, and they care about the invisible things in life. Not the superficial surface things in life, but the things that you can't see. Things like trust and friendship and love and affection. So in order to have a consistent essay, you must consider both sides of the argument. So if you would like some more help with your essay writing, I'm more than happy to help you. We have a course available. The link is available on this very page you're staring at right now. The course not only describes in detail how to write good academic essays, but also it comes with 8 essay corrections done by me. If you think that's something you could benefit from, do get involved. I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through soon, Sukhraj, but until then, have a nice day and I will speak to you shortly.